How many times have you found yourself lying in bed at 2 a.m., watching a motivational video, maybe some beast mode clip by David Goggins or an intense speech by Kobe Bryant, and felt a sudden jolt of electricity run down your spine? In that moment, you make a solemn vow to yourself. Tomorrow, everything changes. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. I'm running a 10K. I'm finishing that book I started, and I'm eating nothing but boiled chicken breast. That feeling is incredible, isn't it? Dopamine is exploding in your brain. You feel like you've already succeeded, even though you haven't even moved an inch from your mattress. But then, 5 a.m. rolls around. The alarm screams. The air is cold. Your blanket is warm. And that blazing motivation from 2 a.m., it's completely vanished. It ghosted you faster than your ex. And the result? You hit snooze, sleep until 8, and spend the rest of the day drowning in guilt. If you see yourself in this picture, smash that like button right now so I know I'm not alone. Because let's be real, we've all been victims of this thing called motivation. Today, I'm not here to preach. I'm going to tell you a story. A story about Ethan, a guy just like us, who spent his entire youth waiting for inspiration until he learned the most expensive lesson of his life from an old fisherman and a strange seed. Go grab a coffee, sit down, because this story might just change how you look at your own laziness forever. Once upon a time, well, actually not that long ago, in a small town called Oak Creek, there lived a guy named Ethan. Ethan was a guy with big dreams. He wanted to be a great writer, a successful entrepreneur, and have six-pack abs, all at the same time. Ethan's only problem was that he was addicted to preparation. Every morning, Ethan would wake up, and the first thing he'd do wasn't work. It was looking for inspiration. He'd scroll through Instagram for deep quotes. He'd watch videos on billionaire morning routines. He'd organize his desk perfectly, brew an intricate latte, and post a photo on his story with the caption, "Hustle mode on." And after 3 hours of preparing, Ethan felt tired. He'd tell himself, "You know what? I'm just not in the mood today. I'll do it tomorrow when the vibe is right." This loop repeated over and over. Ethan was like a Ferrari that never left the garage, just revving the engine in neutral. He was waiting for a lightning bolt of inspiration to strike his brain so he could write his masterpiece in 3 days flat. Spoiler alert, that day never came. Frustration started to eat him alive. He watched his friends buying houses, getting promoted, running marathons, while he was still frantically Googling the secret to success. If you have a friend who is always talking about big plans but never actually starts, share this video with them right now. It might be the wake-up call they need. One day, Ethan ran into Ben, an old friend from high school. Ben was different. He didn't post philosophical statuses online. He didn't shout slogans. But quietly, Ben had built a small business, had a happy family, and was in amazing shape. Shocked, Ethan asked, "Ben, how did you do it? What's the secret sauce? Which motivational YouTube channel do you watch to get that hyped?" Ben smiled softly and shook his head. "Ethan, I don't have motivation. Some days I'm sick of working. Some mornings I want to throw my alarm clock out the window. I don't rely on motivation. I believe in discipline." Ethan looked confused. To him, discipline sounded like a punishment, something restrictive and miserable. Ben patted Ethan on the shoulder. "Tomorrow morning, 4 a.m., meet me at the riverbank. I'll show you the truth." The next morning, at 4 a.m., Ethan dragged himself to the river. It was bone-chillingly cold, and the fog was thick. He was mentally cursing this insane idea. "Normal people are sleeping right now," Ethan muttered. "Who comes out here to freeze?" But Ben was there, and next to Ben was an old fisherman. The man had sun-weathered skin, calloused hands, and eyes as bright as stars. He was quietly mending his net. Ben spoke up. "Sir, could you tell my friend why you are here every single day?" The old man looked at Ethan and smiled kindly. "Young man, do you see this river? I have come here at this hour every day for 50 years. Whether it's storming, snowing, or I'm exhausted to my bones." Ethan shivered and asked, "Why? You must love fishing. Is it your burning passion?" The old man laughed loudly, his voice echoing over the water. "Passion? No, son. Some days I absolutely hate the smell of fish. Some days my back hurts so bad I don't want to leave my bed. I don't come here because I want to or because I feel inspired. I come here because it is my responsibility. If I only fished on beautiful days when I felt happy, my family would have starved long ago." Ethan stood frozen. He realized he had been pampering his emotions way too much. The old man continued, his voice dropping to a powerful whisper. "Listen to me. Motivation is like a lightning strike. It's bright, flashy, and beautiful, but it lasts for a split second and then vanishes, leaving the darkness even thicker than before. Discipline is like a bed of coals. It doesn't explode, but it burns steadily, keeping you warm through the long, cold night, no matter how hard the storm blows outside." That sentence hit Ethan like a slap in the face. He had spent his life chasing lightning bolts, when what he needed was to build a fire. Guys, think about it. In your work or life, are you waiting for lightning, or are you building a fire? Comment Team Lightning or Team Coals below. I'm really curious to see the ratio. Before they left, the old man pointed to a thick patch of bamboo on the riverbank and asked Ethan, "Do you know the story of this bamboo?" Ethan shook his head. The old man began. "Long ago, a farmer planted a bamboo seed. He watered it, fertilized it, and weeded the soil every single day. He was incredibly disciplined. 1 year passed. Nothing grew. The ground remained bare. 2 years passed. Still nothing. Neighbors started mocking him, calling him the crazy guy watering dirt. 3 years, then 4 years passed, just an empty patch of dirt. Ethan, if you were that farmer, would you have quit?" Ethan admitted, "I definitely would have quit after the first year. How can you keep trying when you see 0 results?" The old man nodded. "That is why you haven't reached your goals yet. That farmer didn't quit. He had iron discipline. And then, in the 5th year, a miracle happened. In just 6 short weeks, that bamboo tree shot up to 90 feet in the air." Ethan's eyes went wide. How is that possible? 4 years of nothing, and then boom, 90 feet in 6 weeks? The old man looked straight into Ethan's eyes. "It didn't grow in 6 weeks, son. It grew over 5 years. During those first 4 years, when you saw nothing on the surface, the bamboo's root system was developing aggressively underground. It was spreading out, digging deep, creating a foundation strong enough to support that massive height later on. If the farmer had given up in year 3, or even year 4, all that effort would have been wasted. That is discipline, Ethan. It is watering the seeds even when you don't see a single sprout. It is going to the gym even when the mirror shows no abs. It is writing every page even when nobody is reading your work yet." Ethan felt a chill. He realized he always wanted the 6-week result without putting in the 4 years of rooting. He wanted the prize of success without paying the price of boring daily discipline. The old man concluded, "Motivation helps you plant the seed, but only discipline ensures you water it every day so it doesn't die." That meeting changed Ethan completely. He stopped waiting for the feeling of wanting to do it. He applied a strategy often called the Seinfeld strategy, or don't break the chain. Ethan hung a huge calendar in his room. Every day, he committed to writing at least 500 words, whether they were good or bad, whether he was happy or sad. Once he finished, he marked a big red X on the calendar. There were days Ethan was exhausted and just wanted to watch Netflix. But looking at that long chain of X's, he couldn't bear to break it. He sat up, wrote in frustration, but he wrote. And those days, the days he wrote despite the boredom, were the most important ones. That was his root system digging deep. A year later, Ethan finished his first novel. It didn't become a bestseller overnight, but Ethan became a different person. He became the master of himself. He was no longer a slave to his emotions. And you know what? When you have discipline, you paradoxically find yourself feeling more motivated. It's a funny paradox. Action creates inspiration, not the other way around. Does Ethan's story, the fisherman and the bamboo tree, remind you of any of your own goals? Is there a project you abandoned just because you lost the vibe? Remember, emotions are just visitors. They come and go. Motivation is a toxic boyfriend, never there when you need him. But discipline is a loyal partner, a mental muscle you can build. Don't wait until you feel ready. You will never feel ready. Start watering your seeds today, even if all you see is dirt. If you liked this story and want to hear more inspiring tales that help you level up without the hollow hype, click on the video on your screen right now. It's a powerful story about how to conquer fear. Thanks for listening. Be patient like the bamboo farmer and stay strong like the fisherman. I'll see you in the next one.